Now, the rest of the story.
Well, after very little deliberation, I decided I'm going to post this video anyway. This is one video that was supposed to be a bunch of videos. This is the beginning of my day the other day, and I think it's about an hour before things went south for me and I got shut down for like 3 hours. So we're heading down, or I'm heading down. I'm going to open up the valley and really get started knocking it over with 2 mowers. If we could have gotten started when we wanted to and actually ran without being stopped, Ryan and I both got stopped a couple times for various reasons. It wasn't the same reason twice, and we could have gotten done long before 10 o'clock when we ended up, what was it, quarter after 10 that night when we actually got everything cut. We ultimately didn't do everything. I ended up leaving like 5 acres on the neighbor's place. I addressed that in probably tonight's video. This video is just going to get posted like 9 in the morning. Tonight's video is me sitting and talking in the cab and telling you a little bit more of what's going on. And the thing is, I addressed it a little bit. I don't know if I really talk about it in tonight's video. The mental strain on cutting some of this, because going through right here, there really doesn't seem like there's much there. So the only thing I can really figure out, like on the neighbor's place, it's not very tall, but it's thick. So yes, you're running the mower low on the ground and you're still able to actually get a decent sized windrow out of it, enough that I can go through and at least head it out. This field, Ryan ended up cutting this section down to the field road, and with a 13-foot mower versus an 11-foot mower, he's pulling in more material and his windrows did look better, and with new teeth on it, the field actually looked really smooth and clean. It looked really nice. So this field, you guys have heard me overall just complain about it. This was seeded down the year that I ended up taking this place back over. I don't know what they all put down. I sprayed the clover off. That was a huge improvement. Completely honest, it was. This through here, all the way up, trying to take advantage of some of these views you guys are seeing. So where I dropped in, clear up past where this white stake is reclaimed ground. I took that back like 2 years ago. And once again, going through and trying to keep this stuff cleaned up as best I can is allowing me, I honestly feel, to be able to run as much as I am down here. On the lower bottom, it's a write-off where that water is standing. We had that 4 inches of rain and it just burned me. The low-lying spots, I got as close as I could to where I could see the tires were starting to make tracks on the mower, and I left it. It's so soft right now, I can't even begin to go around it with the Rhino cutter. So it's gonna have to stand until third cut. If it dries out in another, 2 months, because it'll probably be the end of September at this point before I'll be mid-September before I consider coming down here again. I'm gonna try to let this stuff come back as healthily as we really can, and it'll be the last farm like it has been that we'll go through and make. But that stuff with the water standing on it, I'm hoping that it'll dry out. If it dries out, okay, honestly, if it dries out between now and September, I will go make it, because there isn't going to do me a whole lot of good to let it stand until September and try to gain a whole lot out of it. I'll go down and cut it, and I'll bring it home, and I'll use it for bedding for the cows. Same thing where it's like poor man's bedding. I mean, cattle love corn fodder, right, for the corn. Well, they'll go through, and there is a bunch of actual grass through it and everything, too. So they'll go through, find the grass they want out of it, and then they'll lay on the rest. And I'm content with that. It doesn't bother me at all. So going through, this was a 15-minute video. I sped up by 2. And to go around the headlands, like do the outside round, if I go through and outline the whole farm, every field, it's an hour and a half. Just one round. So it's kind of, a tedious, mentally exhausting again, just because for 11-foot cut, which it's a lot better than a 6 or an 8-foot cut like Grandpa used to run, but when you're trying to get this all cut in one day because we're trying to go for peak efficiency, it seems like you're just not getting anywhere. Even if we started at 9, if we ran nonstop, it was still about noon before you really feel like you're getting anywhere. Same thing, the stuff's still standing. It's a low-lying, soft area, and it's rough. It's rough from being walked through the cattle, and there's just mounds of just dirt. And we're going to come up on the fence line that's been removed. And this is how I'm planning on cutting this from here on out. We're going to go, as long as there isn't water standing, of course. I mean, we get another stretch of wet years and I'm in trouble. But all the work I did with the skid steer, because I went down there twice after I hit that with the mower, and just drive right through it. That's exactly what I want to do. I mean, it simplifies it so much more. And being able to haul the hay out of here, I'll probably be coming up out of this valley from that section of the field versus going clear back to the old field road. That old field road might become irrelevant, to be completely honest, because the only reason we went clear over there is because of that fence. And this stuff, once again, it's patchy, but it's heading out. I was told later on today that I should have let the field ground was headed out, so I should have cut it, but the bottom itself, it wasn't headed out completely. Well, the thing is, last year it wasn't headed out completely when we made it last year, and now that it's cut, this is the next morning. I gotta go head it out today. It's worth it, I think, so far. I think 200 bales is pretty well guaranteed. 250, maybe 300. I'm overly cautious to say there's 300 bales down there, but if there is, I'd be more than happy. I mean, 300 plus the 431 bales from first cut, and we are within softball's distance, or a tennis ball, whatever. If I'm not a sports person, of outpacing last year at 824 bales for the year, and that isn't adjusting for the bale size. So these are bigger bales, and we're outpacing last year. I want to go through and clean up a little bit more of these trees around here, but Ryan was there to pick me up because we needed the truck, and I'm probably just going to post this video at 9 in the morning, and then I'll still plan on posting my 6 o'clock video tonight. So 2 videos today. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for tuning in. This is kind of an odd duck video, so I think that's appropriate.